Why do I feel like these are the type of people who have like are really nice people on the front, and then they also have like a torture basement downstairs, where they like trick orphans into going there and just torture them?
Because they probably are those kind of people.
Just like every single one of them just has like the same type of hairstyle, like, different color, but it's like the same hairstyle. Sunglasses and edgy stuff, and the whole winking or doing like poses and shit.
So, are these guys on the upper platform?
Yep, doodles.
Alright, guess I'll walk up some stairs.
Yeah, and then this little this small little lady just kind of leans over the rails, like, "Ooh, ooh, look, people! Oh, of course it's people. Look at them, man. What else are they? But it's new people. Yeah, it is new people.
Hello, Gregory.
Oh, welcome back. I see you took me up on my offer.
Yes. We ran into a little bit of trouble ourselves, but we're hoping by working with you we might get a little bit of assistance with something. It shouldn't be too difficult for you.
Is this the mafia?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, this is one of our new members, our lizard man sadly perished. He's broke here.
Brooke would be like, "Hello, my name. Nice to meet you."
Hello, my name is Brooke here.
Yeah, I was really tempted to do it just out of habit. He gets a slight wave.
Why is your friend trying to break into our home?
Who, me?
I'm
I'm just chilling.
Look back.
Yeah,
maybe.
if we look back, I have no idea. I apologize.
He's just being a dum-dum. It's okay. No, it's not. It's okay. No, really. Come, why don't we get something to eat, huh?
Ooh, I'm definitely down for something to eat.
Hey, handsome. How you doing? You still?
I'm guessing she's looking at Viridin, right?
I thought she was talking about Johnny.
Yeah, no. She leans over the rail and says,
Okay.
Hey,
I was
Johnny.
about to be like, nah, I'm
Johnny,
definitely not good looking.
Jenny, we meet again.
What do you
Viridin's
think, honey?
19.
Come on, let's go get something to eat, eh? She's like, come on. Yeah, let's get something to eat. I'm hungry. You're always hungry. I know.
Sure.
Growing, remember? Well,
Millie's new, right? We haven't seen her before.
yeah, you haven't seen her.
Yeah. I don't know
First
where
they
the
talk
one is,
to a narcissist, then they just burst into the Goodfellow base and just like, let's eat, yeah. This is a fun group I found myself in.
Come on. You're slow, Mr. Tall. Guy.
Wow. Do I have to like duck to get through this shit or what?
No, it's pretty fair.
Okay.
Too bad you missed Matilda. It's Matilda. Matilda. He's just being a grump today.
Ooh, I like this
Grumpa
guy.
lump. And basically the tables are covered in food. Kind of hop down. She's like, swing my legs. Woo-doo-doo.
Viridian will take a seat next to Gregory.
Is there any seat around here that can hold me with my weird disposition?
They're all benches.
I know, but like with the weird 4 legs, do I
So
actually...
you put the 4 legs over, and then you sit down, and you have 2 legs on the other side of the bench. Or you could just pop a squat on the end, I guess.
We'll do that
Did
pretty much get
Viridian
pushed
have
over.
the wait, what was that?
Oh, just the way Brokey just like
Yeah.
plopped himself down.
He's playing bodyguard right now. So
Yeah,
Name's Frankie. How you doing, kid? What's up?
my name's Voke here, and we're here to eat, I guess. And he just looks at Johnny like,
How you doing? What's up, Frankie?
Yeah. See, you kind of got roped in. Miller kind of does that, you know?
Well, if they're offering food, how can you say no? Better spent if you eat it together. Spent a bit. Oh, what's the word for
Let
that?
me introduce the people at my table, yeah? That's Naomi. He's a little bit of spendthrift. Collects a little bit here and there. Finds the stuff people always look over. Nice to have him around when you're out scabbing on the outside. And of course, this is our medical expert, Doctor. What's your doctor or just Mister? Kind of looks. He just has a bunch of noodles in his mouth. Like, this is the most inopportune time to respond to this. Well, we just called her Dr. L, but that's Lamini. Dr. Lamini. And yeah, he's a resident doctor, yeah? Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much everyone at the table.
oh, what do you do?
Hey, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Is it just a bunch of? Is every table just filled to the brim with spaghetti and meatball? Is that like the only food?
He just said he was eating noodles, so
Yeah, basically, there's just some smaller helpings of different types of food here and there.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely start grabbing some of the meatier foods. And
Yeah. You see, most of this stuff is either donated or homegrown. So, it's pretty nice, pretty nice.
I'm guessing I haven't had anything this nice to eat in like the entirety of
Oh.
me being here.
You've had pretty okay things to eat. This is pretty nice. It's just the quantity that is pretty crazy.
I'll just be like chewing. I'm like, where do you get all the food? Who donates all this stuff?
From crates, man, from crates. You know how much military surplus stuff you find around here? It's an enormous amount of work to move them, but you know, that's why
I'm
we
more
got
in the
drones.
scrap business.
Oh, see,
Scrap and a bodyguard pays the
Well.
bills.
certainly does. You know. Uh-huh. Delicious.
Yes, it is very good. And I'm eating pretty ravenously. Politely, but still. He's hungry.
Viridian is going to try to strike up a conversation with Gregory as he sits down next to him. He'll start off with, as you may have noticed, our means of transport off planet have been a bit taken out, so we will most likely be here for longer than expected. We were hoping to try to work with the good fellows if you had any jobs that our specific skill sets could help with.
Alright, so let me get this straight. You're serious about working with the good fellows?
Yes, you've given me personally the best impression of anyone I've met so far. You seem intelligent and well-mannered.
Okay. Get something to eat, and then we'll talk, eh?
Is there food at this table?
No, this is kind of like the dessert table.
I see.
And desserts as in there's spirits and cigars. That's why it's kind of away from others.
It's like the
Viridian will-
gentleman clubs area.
Yeah, he'll nod and go get something to eat, as apparently business is after food. Hello, I'm Viridian Lockhart. He'll introduce himself as he sits down at this table here.
Hey, look! It's the little guy. Little guy, little guy. How you doing? I'm Millie. Millie.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Millie.
And this fabulous individual right here is Benoli. Or just Ben, if you want. Benny. Benny boy. Benoli's fine. Mr. B. Why don't you continue with the introductions, Millie? Right. Oh, the grumpy guy across from you? He's kind of like Mr. Sullen. You can just call him Mr. Sullivan. Hey.
I see. It's a pleasure to meet both of you, Mr. Benoli and Sullivan. Viridian will start sort of daintily eating with whatever utensils he can find, small bites.
Hey, father. Alright. Well, food goes pretty quick, actually. Despite the, it seems like a good amount, it goes actually pretty darn fast. Eventually, all the plates are cleared out, and it's just people with basic drinks.
I like this guy.
Go talk to him.
Nah. I've seen a lot of people that I've liked so far, but nah.
Nah. It's a pretty good way.
Yeah. After dinner, though, everyone starts to get up and either that or just kind of chat.
Yeah.
Some actually
will-
wander out and they kind of look over at this big old whiteboard, and they kind of look for their names and they're like, "Man, patrols again? How lame! That's because you're an idiot. Shut up. I'll dunk you in the toilet. You can try." Yeah. So basically, they have an assignment board.
Is it that thing over there, or is that a door?
It's just it's right by the door, as you know, right over here.
Okay.
So basically, they have responsibilities and assignments. So no freeloading.
Oh. I'm pretty much just eating, waiting to see why we came in here.
Viridian will finish up quick,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
he'll kind of respectfully wait for everybody to start getting up and leaving. Maybe see if Gregory is doing anything in particular.
Well,
before he
he's
approaches.
just smoking a cigar in the corner. One of the other individuals brought him over a bowl of something to eat, and everyone's kind of finishing at their own pace. It's kind of just they all wait until everyone's ready to start eating, or if you join after the start, you can. It doesn't matter, but everyone's eats at their own pace and gets up and goes and does stuff.
Makes sense. And he looks like he finished with his bowl.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Viridian will go retake a seat next to Gregory. He's not a huge fan of the cigars, the gentleman's table, or anything like that, but he does kind of like Gregory. And he will take out the sheet of paper that contains their little list of tasks. Mr. Gregory, our group, will be happy to work with the Goodfellows for while we are here on Lumnars, but we were hoping if you could help us understand what is on this piece of paper here. It's pretty desperately needed for our survival in the near future.
Well, you see, I'm not in charge, but you usually wait until after we're done eating to go see the head lady, you know. So
Who would
when you
that
and
be?
you have, you'll just have to wait and see. Why don't you grab your friends, eh? And I'll take you. I'm out of here. Fuck this shit. There goes Carl.
Broke here and Johnny. It turns out that Gregory isn't the one in charge, but he is willing to take us to see the woman, maybe. Or if you're done eating, of course.
I can be done eating whenever. What exactly are we gonna go see? Who's in charge of these good fellows again, precisely?
Hopefully to see if we can provide a service to them in exchange for translating this sheet of paper we need to be able to read to survive.
There's a. I'm sure we could get it translated through some other means that doesn't involve us getting, involve us siding with one of the major powers. Because whenever you side with one power, you side against another power.
Oh yes, I am absolutely certain we could find another way. But I like the good fellows. I feel for their plight. I'd like to assist them.
What exactly
you
is
were
their
pre-
plight, Verdian?
They are against the Legion, the people who shot at us, the rather less than manner-filled fellow who was in the diner we ate in was a member of them. They consume everything rather than allowing for freedom in how you choose to go about your life. I believe in a lot of freedom. The Goodfellows may not be perfect, as the Gregory's kneecap-breaking threats go, but they do offer a better chance at it than I believe the Legion could.
There is two other fractions, but
As far as I know, there is no such thing as a good faction, is there? It's just people who everyone takes from somebody else and gets paid protection money for it.
Well,
Fights amongst each other
the
for.
Legion is probably one of the worst of them, mostly because they coerce enlistment. Basically, they conscript.
Yeah, they force you to do this shit.
Yeah. They are kind of like locusts because they're not. They need supplies. They're an army. You know.
So they just eat up
Problem
supplies.
they have vehicles and weapons and tanks and other heavy equipment. That's one of the biggest problems. Which is the Legion pretty well. In fact, the usual rule of thumb is if you see a patrol of Legion coming by, you just kind of go hide in the alley, wait for them to pass before you continue on your business, because you don't want to get stopped, because they usually take your shit.
Okay. As much as I hate the Legion, again, they will generally leave you alone and stick your head in their business. And as far as I remember, Legion and the Goodfellas don't like each other too much.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
I'm just letting you know that I survived out here by not picking a side and not stepping on any toes. But you're the employer and I'm the employee, so...
Viridian will look towards Johnny. What do you think, Johnny?
I like their personalities, and I'll say that a little loud, but I think we could get along with them nicely. It's just doing so is a big choice if you feel it's necessary.
Do we have any other options? We are on this planet all alone at this point.
Are we alone, or are the Sadi and them still around, or are they gone?
Sadi
No, they
is
gotta-
still here, but our
uh,
ship is gone. We might as well be alone.
And they pretty much told us that they aren't going to come help us, and that like in emergency lockdown, protect the Saudi and the other chick. Got her name Wes or something.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty much up
And
to us
our-
to do those 3 tasks in a week and then find a way off planet.
Well, you know my vote. Broke here, you know his. Johnny, as the de facto leader, you are their decision maker.
Yeah. There's only one other group that I really was interested in, but this is probably our best bet.
I'm just saying we don't have to choose a side.
Being neutral doesn't incorporate change, though. So unless we make our own faction, sorry, this isn't going to.
Yeah, I don't have the kind of time. I need to get back to the auction. And I believe aligning ourselves with one of the powers here is the fastest way to do so.
Well, then wouldn't lining with the strongest one be
Well-
go tool then?
That's also true, but you could say that necromancy is one of the stronger magics that I've learned of, yet it is one of the cruelest. There's
Yeah,
not
he
only
stares at you and has
strength
no
to rely on.
information on magic. He doesn't really get magic references at all. So, and he's heard of chaos sorcery, and that shit's random as fuck.
Oh, this necromancery is like, sounds pretty scurvy.
Yeah. Again, it's your guys' choice. If you think that the fastest way off the planet will be aligning with and then making change, then I guess it might as well be the good fellas over anything.
Yeah, sure, why not? Okay.
To align ourselves against the faction that has tanks.
Let's go.
So what's up? You walk over back to Gregory, all of you.
Yep.
Yep.
So I see you come to a decision, eh?
Joining you and joining you in matrimony in this lovely evening we're in seems like the most interesting, and you guys seem like a well-off bunch. I'm more intrigued to know about what happens more with the good fellows. So I think joining you seems like the easiest way to make that happen. So our group seems like you seem like a good bet. So we're gonna do that.
Alrighty then. Why don't you follow me? Scoop doop 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 doop.
Oh, into the main room. The missus, the big boss.
Man, are you in here? I'm always in here. Does you have a moment? Why don't you knock?
Were we invited in
Yeah.
to the main area? Okay.
He's like, well, she'll be available for me. It's on your head. This way. Hey, Ace, I got some people. Unless you always interrupt me. You know how things are. Fine.
As we
Come on
all
in.
know.
Come on. I know there's only 2 seats, but I don't think one of the chairs will fit your big friend. So that works just fine.
Yeah, I'll just stand back here a little bit at the back.
Hey, Gregory, would you like to see, or can I?
I've been sitting all evening. Go ahead and I'll stand. So, I'm assuming this is about throwing in with us, I guess.
This is more than throwing in. This is more of a personal matter for me, and also to the people that want to. How should I say it? The powers to be when they come down to make a decision. So, I'm here to offer aid, because more or less we want to help. We want to make things. Want to choose things that happen here compared to the other factions. So.
Well, I appreciate that. So if you are serious about helping us, the Legion is making an expansive push, and for us, we don't need to technically stop them because we do need a municipal police force of that size and caliber. It's just it's not like they're going to hand over all that equipment. There's a couple options that you could look into for us. I know Kaiser has a very large munitions depot beneath Depths of Desire, because that's where Nis kept her wares, so to speak. I'm not sure if they got moved out or if they're still there, but tanks, transports, supplies, munitions. If you could get him to give those to us for some fee or favor, I'm pretty sure we can work it out, just as long as it doesn't fall into the hands of the Legion.
Does the Legion know of this already?
They suspect, but they don't really have the greatest of presence here. We keep them out as best we can. If Tara is willing to lend us some of their weaponry from her back store, not all of them per se, just the ones that can actually be used. Nice to have something to deal with their vehicles. And
Did you say Tara as in the Smith?
mm-hmm.
That's going to be impossible, but I do have contact with her, but it's
Right.
going to be impossible.
But I'm not saying all the weaponry. I'm saying maybe 1 or 2 guns. Something that we can deal with. It's something, I don't know. Impossible comes our way, and we need an impossible solution.
She's modifying weapons for me right now, but I don't know if they're going to be something that you can use per se, but
Maybe that's the solution. Maybe not her guns, but maybe you can give her suggestions and
Yeah.
get a couple of weapons here, one at a time or something.
I will need supplies in order for that to happen, though. If that's
Well,
possible.
we'll see. We don't exactly have a lot of that type of supplies on our hands.
Just letting you know that I am in contact with her, and it is possible for me to not get shot when I go in. So
That's good. That's a definite step forward. We're good on clothing, but we could always use some armor. But again, that's another extreme expense because arms. He's a busy guy, and that type of that amount of custom made armor would be time consuming, which I don't think we have. Most of the real problems come from actually utility and infrastructure.
sorry.
Because we have to devote a lot of resources to look into these things. As you probably know, without Dureshi systems, we are stuck with that local infranet, and it's not exactly safe or stable.
Yep, that is true. Have you had any experience with it so far?
I've had some of my people look into it, and they've told me that it's not really worth devoting resources into.
Definitely a process.
So, we need a strong communication base. So, that is definitely top priority. I know the Legion has shortwave radio, which very old model, but very resilient, and that's how they communicate. Usually, the vehicle the patrols travel with have a booster unit in the vehicle so that they can communicate back to base or to the next relay. So, water is contaminated, unfortunately. It's a lot of effort to fix it.
Is there a way to get to the water contaminated place to fix it, or is that more of a suicide mission in general?
Well, you'd have to go and turn on the water treatment plant.
Right.
We think we know what's wrong with it. I had some of my boys go over and give it a once over, although I didn't get a great look. Not exactly safe. A lot of individuals hiding out there. And they're very protective. Mostly it's superficial damage, but the main turbine and generator are need repair. We'll give you some tools and supplies for that if you're willing to make the trip.
Definitely can do that. More or less need maybe one extra person for protection, because as you see, I'm not the best equipped to be shot at, but I can still.
Maybe we can lend your large friend some weaponry, although we don't exactly have large weaponry.
You see his fingers kind of like flex a bit at the sound mention of weaponry. A little excitement filling the air.
Well, if you were looking for heavy weapons, the Legion would have been the place to join. They like to throw incentives like that at their recruits, but we're a little bit more old-fashioned. Also, we sincerely lack the access, really. Water treatment plant's a bit of a ways out, though. It would help, but really, has to do with the spills. There's been a lot of dumps and spills from the local corporations and their facilities, and it's just not been good. It just seeps in everywhere. So you do have to get it running. We're gonna have a bypass pipe to go past all of that. But that's something we could probably build.
Viridian, you're going to say something.
Yes. If you have a large stockpile of water, even if it happens to be contaminated, I may be able to purify it for a temporary stopgap while we work on the water plant.
Okay.
I would need it all to be in one concentrated area, though. A tank.
Well, if you can purify any contaminated water, there is a power plant nearby. Water there is all contaminated with heavy metals and radioactive particles. But if you can cleanse that whole thing, it's probably several 100,000 gallons. The rods have been removed so they don't melt down. So it's just a giant tank of just death, really.
Viridian, you think you could do that?
It would be a great deal of effort. It might even take a day or two, but I believe I could.
Okay, well, if we need to do it in smaller portions of the whole thing, we can do that. But we could figure out the solution with the technology bit, this source of the virus. That would be a really big help, because it really sends us back to the Stone Age on most of these things. That's why most of the guns we have aren't really advanced technology, and the vehicles are pretty inert.
Yeah, I'm working on that, actually.
That could be something to work on while I work on purifying the plant.
I think the purifying the plant is going to be... sorry, madam, is the plant a safe area, or is it somewhere...
No, heavens no.
Exactly. So, Viridian, it might be best to go as a team compared to just...
There's also another problem. There's one of the corporate facilities. It's, I wouldn't say leaking, more as in gushing pollutants.
Into the power plant?
No, just
In
out into
general.
the streets.
Oh. Right.
Fortunately, it's on a downhill, which doesn't come here, but basically anything on that downhill is uninhabited. And it just goes right into the ocean.
So, stopping, how long has that been going on for?
3 years. Can't really get close to the darn thing. You need a special suit. We're not sure what it's making in there or why it's operating and still going full capacity. So there's probably something in there keeping it working then.
So if we could get in and stop it from working, that would more or less cure the problem in a sense that it's stops leaking. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
So,
getting in might be the problem.
Probably 1,000 gallons a day. A lot of gallons of high concentrated polluted waste. We tried to take some samples, but it's not exactly a nice material to play with. So,
I feel like we can work through a lot of these problems fairly easy, like maybe not easily, but with time and effort they're doable. But while we're out there, we also have some other personal business on the side. but we'd need a certain list translated. Johnny, do you have it?
Yes, I do. I'll pass it to Gregory, and then Gregory can do what he wishes to. If he's gonna
Just
pass
passes
it
it
to,
over her.
yeah, because I don't want to do that directly for her. That seems disrespectful.
Right, and she looks at it. Oh, this gutter dialect. It'll take me a little bit to find which were, because each sentence here is on a different dialect. So I'm gonna have to ask around. But fear not. I'll have it translated for you.
Madam, I have one more thing before we get going. I wish to see who you are first before we accept these terms, if that's all right with you.
What?
More or less. I wish to know your personality before we.
Well, you'll just have to find out.
Is that all right? I just wish for you not to, kill our party before we continue on. I will not do anything to you. Just I wish to more or less look. That's all right.
If you must.
Fair enough.
You're the ones who came to us.
Yep. So I'm going to peer into your inner aura.
It's not exactly the squeakiest clean of inner auras, but it's a mishmash of colors. She's under a lot of stress.
Okay.
She's got a lot of burdens to bear. No evil, just the ability to commit evil if she needs
Necessary.
to achieve her goal.
She's definitely a go-getter, and
Yeah.
all right.
Well, she's the head of a mafioso family.
Yeah.
Like, she's got a family to look after.
But
And if she has to play it not fair to keep, save her family, she's gonna break some kneecaps.
All right. Just needed that peace of mind. All right, madam.
Okay.
We will continue on with your requests, and hopefully this puts us in the right direction of powers to be. But especially if this works out for us, for you, it makes things easier for the higher powers. So
When they come a knocking, we'll let them know that you really put in the effort.
it's not from me; it's for someone else.
That's one of the most noble reasons to do anything, I suppose.
Viridian will ask, Gregory, could you give Johnny the locations of the points of interests on his data pad, maybe, or something similar?
Yeah, sure.
Gregory, if you just have it, I can. I'll know. Just if you show me, I can.
He pulls up a little map on his and flicks it over to your comm thing.
Mhm.
These are the areas we're talking about. There's no real rush job. I mean, we've been dealing with them for years. But you need better armaments, better access to clean water, and got a pollutant problem. And we got this tech virus, You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And that is that you?
The breathing.
Oh, did I put it too close?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
I got a new mic just the last week,
Yeah.
and I haven't quite figured out the exact way.
I do enjoy it though. It's very nice quality. Just well, it's just there's some shitty parts.
I haven't mastered the mic yet.
Yeah.
So he gets it, and I guess we step out.
I'd kind of wait till they left, and I'd just kind of look back and be like, I don't know if you know me, but I'm more of a freelance agent area, and I, I will associate with you guys as long as the people holding my contract associate with you. But you gotta understand, I live off of contract work, and when you tend to side with a group, you tend to lose out on some contracts.
Hey, get out.
Okay, Boki would just be like, as long as it's understood, and he'll scuttle out.
Get out of my office. Hey, Brad, see you again.
Yes, where have you been?
Doing some dirty work, like usual.
Of course. We missed you at the mess hall.
I had to set some limpet mines at the end of Lemnar, so don't go there. It's for those tanks, pulls off the treads, makes some giant roadblocks.
Well, I guess I'll be my eyes on the ground then.
You'll see them. They're not too bad. Just you got a lot of metal on you. They really jump at you. They like metal.
Okay. Definitely.
Got a big old honking magnet on those suckers.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Sitting around.
It's the rumbling of the vehicle that really shakes them up and breaks them loose.
Right.
Brings them to the surface.
All right. So they're on the ground. Then is what you're telling me.
Yeah, bird, I'm pretty good.
I hope they don't come jumping at me.
Unless you stand directly on them, they're not really going anywhere.
Do you have a general location? Do you know? So I can.
Yeah. Just don't be giving this to anyone else, yeah?
Oh, yeah, it's safer than me.
So basically, on the very tail end, left and right, past depth's desire and meets big and small. Okay. There's a kill box for vehicles, so they can't just march a tank down Lemnars and park it in the middle and be like, "Ha, touchdown."
Yeah. Good to know. I don't want to do anything. Walk out and then fucking have to miss an apex scan and blow myself up.
Hey man, what's that? Boom.
Yeah. At least I'm not wearing like heavy power armor. It's just my cybernetics somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's head outside and then we can discuss where to go first. I have some ideas. Thanks for the help, Gregory. It'll be nice working with you.
Man, thanks for seeing it all way.
So, what do you guys think? I think it might be best to go for either the water plant for the most direct needs, or the factory for the most instant gratification, or the water plant for what might be the easiest task.
Yeah, we can think of it this way. If we get weapons, then we're more effective. If we help out the water, helping everybody. Morally, the power plant seems like the best solution for anyone. Letting that go on just seems like a bad call. I just don't know who's in charge of it and why is it still running? Why does it still have power? Not the power plant, sorry, the processing plant that's letting sewage come out. Yeah.
I don't feel like we're equipped to deal with the processing plant, though.
He did mention a suit that we needed in order to get anywhere near it.
We might be able to talk to Brahm about it, but still, that amount of poisonous material, I'd like to leave it until we have some other things under our belt.
It's more or less need to know if it's just toxic or if it's corrosive. If it's corrosive, definitely gonna need a suit. Otherwise, I should be able to handle it.
I won't be able to, though. Are you going to go in by yourself?
Do you think you can make a bubble to keep us inside? Almost like a shield bubble
Um,
to.
Depending on how I make it, potentially,
You
but
could. You wouldn't have
in
to
that,
make it big in your sense. You could make it over your body, and
and then if we get into something dangerous and we start running away, and one of us falls out of the bubble, or if the air can't get into the bubble, we can no longer breathe. It would be an advanced spell to get exactly what we want.
just if we could get the air, that'd be cool for you. But other than
We could
that,
start with something small like that lost little girl thing.
We could.
I kind of feel bad for ignoring that, you know?
I would like to go, but we can't really get the signal until the system is fixed, and we need time for that.
Well, at the end of the message, there is a number and letter code that we could try looking at.
Johnny, if you want, you can take a look at that number letter code.
yeah, I did. Is that a MAC address?
It could be longitude and altitude. No.
No, you're close. It looks like a MAC address, either that or an IP.
Yeah.
It's also unrelated to the people we just set in arms with. I am not one to give up on the life of a little girl, but it's also, I don't know. Can we afford the time?
You'll be surprised about the amount of random job postings lead to good things. Like, I found this one. It promised no rewards. Hey, a rad-off planet. Maybe this will be a lost royal. Maybe this will be someone with great tech. Who knows?
If
Sounds
it's
like-
close, we can check into it, but after that, I feel we should head to either the power plant or the water plant, and whatever we find there, we can try to give to the gun lady and see if she works into it. Slowly build up our relationship with her before we go into the final ask.
Oh no, I just feel like there's something to this lost little girl thing.
Just remember our more or less contracts with the lost, not the lost, sorry, the Goodfellows, doesn't really have a time limit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just like, do what you can, man.
I do agree, Viridian, that doing them now would be easier, and
It
more or
just
less
seems
moving
like
on,
this
but
lost little girl thing is a very time-sensitive matter, and we've kind of spent a lot of time doing other things.
I can try and use some of the information from the.
Because I'd look at it. Does that look like an IP address from a data slot? Because I'd have one that I give out all the time for like jobs and stuff. Does that?
I
look
would have
like
to look at similar. I'll look at one of. Where'd you get that data slot at?
It was given to me for a job I did
So on Planet.
on Planet. Yes.
All right. Can I? I'll go into it and.
I guess I'll hand him
I'll
my
look,
data slot. If
yeah.
it'll help.
So looking at that, is the number scheme more familiar to a MAC address or an IP address?
Make me techies, because it's a big difference between the two.
Hmm?
Because a MAC address is a physical address, which
Yep.
means you
No,
can
no, no,
track
for-
to its location.
For sure, which is I like more or less the number. I see there's a dot in there, right? So one would go over by, well, for example, an IP address wouldn't have a number in it, but I don't know the system of how it is here, right? But I can still do that tech use test for you.
Also, I don't want to sound like a beggar or nothing, but if you guys have spare armor or weapons you're not using at the time, I'm quite good with those sorts of things.
What he said.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, uh-huh.
What do you have right now for a weapon?
I have a shotgun, a warhammer, and you said an assault rifle? Yeah,
I'm assuming you're what is it called? Ambitious.
they're all pretty low. They're all pretty
can
low
use-
quality guns.
You can use more than one weapon, I'm assuming.
I can use a decent amount of weapons. Let's just say that.
Right. Well,
The
I do
more the
have
merrier.
a las gun. What's your weapon for? What can you use
As
for
long
weapons?
as it's not as long as it's not exotic, I shouldn't have a problem.
Um,
If it's not super unique, it'll be fine. Even power weapons. Yeah, power weapons. It's just the exotic ones I can't touch. Or I guess can't bond with yet.
Well, you can bond, it's just you're not very good at it.
I still have the disadvantage on shooting it.
You just have a penalty, yep.
So yeah, pretty much anything that's not exotic will be fine.
I can take over.
Spare armor, even if you have like a slag from armor, I'll take it.
I have a hot shot las cannon. I can let you use.
You have a
las
hot shot last cannon?
las weapon. Sorry. Las
Okay,
cannon.
I was about to be like, you have a hot shot las cannon.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
That would be cool.
What the fuck type of damage would that do?
Last time I checked, a lot.
That would add a bunch of pen and a little bit more extra flat damage.
That would be true.
I'll definitely take a las weapon. I don't have one of those. I only have solid projectiles. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever tried to bond to a las weapon yet.
Yeah, and I would take over the hot shot las long rifle. Use that instead.
Are you handing that to him?
Yeah, I'll handle that with my.
He'll
my
just
ammo.
slap it to his shoulder and hold it there for a bit. And then slowly over time, you'll notice the flesh on his shoulder kind of just flips the gun, and now he has like a shoulder-mounted gun.
Do you need ammo?
Do I need ammo, or am I?
Yeah, you need ammo. You don't have
Okay.
body generated ammo.
I was
you
gonna
just,
say.
you don't need to clip it in. You just gotta stick it near
Yeah,
the shoulder.
I would.
Okay.
I could use some ammo.
All right, I'll pass over.
And you just see him. He just slaps it to his chest, and it kind of just sinks.
Sure. Right.
That's useful.
Okay, now I have a hot shot last. How much ammo did you give me?
So the hot shot las comes with a 30 clip, and
How many clips did you hand over?
well, I'll give you 2 clips.
Okay, so is that 2 clips including what's in the gun, or what's in the gun and 2 clips?
So what's left in the gun is probably 5. So the 2 clips would have to be re-added.
So I have 5, and it's 5 and then 60 in the chamber. I guess 5 in the chamber and 60 on the side.
Yeah.
So I don't believe I ever have to reload.
Well, it's a 3-shot burst. Don't forget. So.
Yeah. I know, but if you notice, guns don't exactly work normally with my gun.
Right.
I'm just gonna use that cheat sheet you gave me. So useful.
Good. I'm glad you appreciate it.
I just want to get an eviscerator. That's my life goal, is to get an eviscerator.
Well, we'll see if we can get you one.
I'll find one eventually. I just want that chainsaw at hand. I just want a chainsaw hand. That's all I want. And if I'm gonna have a chainsaw hand, why not have the best chainsaw hand you can get?
Solid goal. Yeah, so it is a MAC address. It's cut off though.
Mhm.
The whole thing got through.
Does it give us a general area?
No, it doesn't.
Can I try and? So it didn't go through. It didn't go through because of the static, more or less, right?
Yeah, connection's poor. Kind of like when we go robotic and parts of the conversation gets cut out, and you're like,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
There would be no way to decipher from the static, would there be?
It's
I-
it doesn't really make it work.
But
So-
it's data though, right? So it's not like it's being.
I mean, go for
I
it.
guess
You
if
could filter it out and try and.
I was gonna say, yeah, you could technically try and clarify the audio, clear it up in those spots to make out what it says.
I don't even need the
Yes.
audio. I just need the data of it, right? So if I can decipher it from like text, or let's go a layer deeper and get it from binary instead, then I could decipher from there. Because it's sound, right? That's what the audio message was in.
It was a video file.
It was a video file.
Yeah, it's like a picture of like a little girl, and she's talking to this video camera, and that's what she's saying.
Okay.
It's just pitch black in the background. There's nothing in the background that I could help use to try and identify the area, maybe.
I'm just thinking
Yeah.
of.
Just pitch black.
Okay.
See, I'm gonna go a layer deeper, and I'm gonna go from the base of it and try and more or less decode what happens. Video file.
Give me a difficult tech use.
What is difficult to minus of?
Let's find out. Yeah. Let's see what it rolls.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Robo Cyborg, who
Mister is legitimately impossible to fail at tech use. Do your tech thing.
It's a little bit more difficult than you thought.
Okay. Can I take some
Dang.
time in this though?
Yeah, you can sit down in a corner while very regen some mana and
reads book.
bro over there can pick his nose or something.
Is it just last weapons? Do I have to like regenerating ammo is a later?
Later thing.
Okay.
But you'd probably need energy to, redo your las.
Things tend to get converted into it's. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Obliterator virus from Warhammer DH2E, but I have like an adapted version of that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so basically they physically just create ammo.
My shells are going to be like bioweapons. Again,
The
they turn
obliterators
into like
are the Terminators of the chaos, right?
yeah. They would make like I'm going again. I fuse with my machines. Any armor or anything. Armor or weapon wise, it kind of like fuses with me, and
Right.
that's why I don't really need I don't need weapon training because like the trigger kind of just fuses with my hand, and it's like I just think pew pew pew, and it starts shooting.
Okay.
Die, motherfucker, die!
Yeah. It's like how you try to piss, I shoot. It's like you put a little bit of pressure in the organ, and then shit starts coming out.
Must feel relieving.
It's pretty relieving, actually.
Go ahead and roll another tech use.
And we're just standing out here in the open.
We
In
could,
Lemnar's, it's pretty okay.
yeah, we could go inside.
I wouldn't really know that. I don't go to Lemons very often.
Yeah. Where do you guys want to go inside for?
More just because you never know when somebody's going to try and
where?
shoot your head off, or
Yeah, we're fairly safe in death from close and afar. if we
I
wanna do
wouldn't
anything
doubt it
taking
for a
up time.
second that if the Legion had cameras inside their base, they recently were new people. You guys are new people here, at least. If the moment you joined the Goodfellas, I wouldn't doubt if the Legion was like, "Yeah, let's kill those fucks."
Yeah.
And
Well, if
he
that
is
was the
saying
case,
this out
they'd be
loud.
doing it
Like,
to
he is-
every Goodfellas they find.
people. You're the first people, as far as I know, who've come from off planet since this whole thing started. Is that correct? Like, these are the first people I've seen from off
Since
planet.
travel ban.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's the first people we've
I know. I'm
noticed.
asking the GM. I'm asking the
Oh.
GM. This.
You know of ya.
So yeah, you guys kind of started a huge kerfuffle. Like You should have seen the amount of jobs that said kill you guys, capture you guys, get information on you guys. Like, everyone wanted a piece of you.
Too bad
Yeah.
Sadi couldn't make a more stealthy approach.
Yeah, a big golden ship being shot at as it comes into orbit kind of lets everyone know.
Well, mana regeneration and reading is what Viri is going to get up to.
Eh.
Yeah, Boki will kind of like walk up to you and just be like, kind of lean down, be like, "What you reading?"
It's a book on intermediate spells for Arcana.
Okay.
Like Zinch shit,
Like what?
Zinch stuff, like magic-y stuff. Like,
Oh, yes, it's magic, a form of magic.
can't you just do like a warp portal out of here? I'm sure there's enough people we could find around.
Warp portal?
You know, like the boiling blood of your enemies and sacrifice, and then like a big purple colorful gate of hurt your mind comes out, and you walk in it, and you walk out somewhere else.
Viridian looks honestly horrified by everything you just said. I prefer magic that doesn't require the blood of my enemies. I
It
generally
doesn't
don't like
actually have
violence
to be
all
your
that much.
enemies. It's just a phrasing.
Blood in general.
I guess it again. I was using more blood in a general sense. It usually just requires sacrifice, pain, and commitment.
Yeah, none of those
And
things are.
none of them actually have to come from you. Is the part that they use.
That is the worst part, actually, here.
Not for them. Isn't that what you do? The magic-y stuff.
No.
You're a sorcerer, yeah.
I am a mage who studies Arcana. Using Arcana, we don't deal in suffering. We apply soul force through equations and formulae to enact our will upon the world. You
Sounds
yourself,
pretty much the same to me. You apply soul force. You just, from the sounds of it, you use yours. They use other people.
Yes. Sure. You can. Yes. He has no idea how to talk to you. Oh, man.
Just Boku's kind of just be like, well, try not to summon any demons or nothing, and he's gonna kind of like scuttle.
Oh, no. Why did you have to bring that up to Viridian? Yo, man.
Yo, diggity dog, bro, Sif G.
Let's try not to summon any demons, Viridian, please. At least not until later. In a safe place. In a studyable environment. Mm-hmm.
Been rolling out tech use.
Okay.
Does that give him the results he wants, or is it just more of us?
Oh!
I will.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that
You basically loop it back into the ISP and boost the signal a little bit, and you get just enough of it to catch it. It is a MAC address. There is a location you can trace it back to.
Okay.
It's done
is
on
it
purpose.
nearby?
It's a couple blocks.
It was a pretty rushed thing. How light are Viridian and Johnny? Do I think I could run with them?
Yeah, you probably could.
Then again, I can book absolute shit. So this is a bit of a rush. So the moment he has that address, I'm gonna pick him up, and I'm just gonna make my 24-meter movement a turn, just book shit in that direction.
We're gonna go for it. Whee!
Yeah, you both pretty much get a hug, separate hug. Like the two of the arms wrap around you, then two of the arms wrap the other guy, and I just start like just spider crawling my ass over there.
Oh, Viridian is not in a happy place right
No.
now.
I am moving very
Are
fast.
you going to use Sleepy Time Ray on him while he does that?
Oh, he's so tempted.
I'll tell you
That
now.
happened last time Quinlad did something stupid
Yeah.
like that.
Oh man, he's so tempted. Does Brokir smell?
Does Brokir smell?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably like machine oil and
Yeah.
like I'm like half
You
machine,
could
half medicine.
prestidigitation him to remove that smell, though.
Yeah. Cleany time. That'll make it easy enough.
Wow. Okay. Well, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna notice what you thought was just a dark red hue to his armor flakes off in what might have been blood or rust, and it's actually kind of shiny equipment underneath.
You need to change your whole profile picture now.
Yeah, pretty. Like, all his armor was pretty much scrap metal. But anyways, how fast until we get to that location?
Pretty quick.
Is there people attacking the location? Because it sounded like she was being attacked in the message.
How much mana did I regen, by the way?
Give you 50 back.
Nice.
Nice.
So it leads to this door.
That's a warehouse.
I would do an awareness check for danger, even though my awareness is absolute dog shit. Oh shit!
Yeah. Dangerous within, not on the outside, though.
Danger's not on the outside, but it's within. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Can we hear? Can I hear anything? Like, is of combat sounds coming from with?
No combat.
I'm doing. Can I do an apex scan on the building?
Yep.
It's probably not shielded like the rest of them.
When you're trying to look in, your eyes kind of just there's a little glitch that happens, and you kind of blink, and you're like, "Ow!"
Okay.
Is the door locked?
Door's locked. Basic padlock.
Anyone know how to pick a lock?
Yeah, I can. Basic padlock or basic passcode?
It's a basic heavy duty padlock. Like, and it looks like it's some pretty strong material.
Wait, like it's a padlock. So if I just shot it with one bullet from the hot shot last time, it would melt.
It looks like somebody attempted to shoot it before. It's got some scuffs on it.
Okay, so it's heat resistant. It's got some scorch marks.
Let's try and do a stealthy approach.
It dents from bullets.
And
Okay,
you
so it's
also
pretty
have
resistant.
Viri here.
Yeah, which is more or less a
A
non.
fuck off item. You know what? I'd be really interested to see if you could make my weapons go oops, because technically they become organic when they become mine.
If it's
Yeah.
organic, probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, oops doesn't work on organics.
So yeah, that's reassuring that you can't just oops one of my hands away by accident.
Looking up this this path, is there? I'm gonna do an apex scan again. Is there any mines or tripwire or anything like that? Like
Apex scanner's not working, man.
No,
Oh, it's not
this
working
whole
at all?
thing,
No,
It's like a
it's
lead
glitching
box.
out.
This thing's like a lead
I'll do an
box,
awareness
so-
test then, and on the path above then, see if I notice anything.
Okay.
Can I stick my ear to the lock and try and pick it?
Oh shit!
I have
nope.
no
anything on
secure
that one.
actually.
What happens when you use a after you're gonna land?
Yeah, Viridian might have to oops the lock.
Hey, Viridian, you might want to do that thing where you make everything go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Maybe don't affect it yet. Maybe we can go around the back
Well-
first and.
There's a little girl in there who needs help, and it's been several hours.
I'm gonna oops spray the padlock. I want to
Yeah.
chop off the portion that's holding it there, the little hook.
Huh.
Yep, warehouse got less supplies.
That's
There's this
black,
black
shit in there.
icky substance that just kind of pulses and
Huh.
pulses on the ground. It looks like it's
Procure-
slowly spreading.
We'll just be like, hello, is anyone in there? I got your message.
Nothing.
So it's slowly spreading.
Yeah, slowly, very slowly.
When I walk through here, I'm like walking through cautiously, ready to jump out. When I walk through, does anything shoot at me?
No.
Johnny, could you take a look at that substance?
Yeah, I'm just about to do my Technomancy eye skill, I guess. Great. I'll re-roll that. Get the worst roll, even if I do it. Oh, one better. it doesn't affect it any though. It's just still 2 degrees of success. I know it's only 1. It's only 1 degree. Vegeta, what does this say about his power level? Am I still alive? Are Steve people still here? Oh no! Ah. Fuck. Anyone? Hello? Hello?
Tap 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 tap.
There
Hello.
we go. Back.
Yep.
Oh. Is there any response?
No.
What did I get on the from my eye powers on the black stuff?
You got told
Unfortunately
to
for
fuck off.
you, your eyes are starting to glitch out. All your tech is starting to glitch out. Like, something's not right.
Can I open this box in front of me?
Yep.
Like the lid? Take the lid off?
It's a big crate, so it's like one of those side doors that you'd have to hop down and open.
I hop down and I'd do that, yeah.
Uh,
I'm pretty much just avoiding the black stuff as I scuttle around.
Robots.
Just a bunch of robots in there?
Yep. Basic maintenance robots. They're the things you would use in the
I go over to this one and open it. Same shit.
All those big crates seem to have maintenance robots.
I see a
Bro,
staircase at the end.
Yeah.
I hop on top of here and I go, yes, and I turn back at you guys. I've pretty much just been scuttling around at high speeds in here, so...
probably not best for me to go in though. But
Nope.
Viridian, it's probably a good choice.
I think there's a little girl in here, and I'm gonna jump down on this side. Is there just machines in?
Yeah, more
Okay.
computer parts.
Anyone want to come? I think that I see stairs upstairs, ladder stairs upstairs. Anyone want to come? I might go upstairs and look.
I don't feel comfortable touching
Fly,
a
fly.
strange substance.
Yeah, I was
fly
gonna say
fast
you
over
fly
over.
over it. Yeah.
Can I? Does this look like a jumpable space? I do have
Mhm.
a natural agility, so can I just leap to here and
It
scuttle up?
jumps based off strength.
How much is?
Well,
Is it-
you can jump from here to here.
Okay, then yeah, I'll just land here and then cautiously go up the stairs, ready to dodge anything that is gonna be jumping out or anything like that.
I'm actually gonna leave him to it. I could fly over there, but I'm gonna keep an eye on this stuff. If it starts approaching the door, I don't want to.
You guys have been like playing around and you're his employees, but he's been pretty much really wanting to find this place for a while. In the place.
Moving
you can-
over.
This is an area that's not good for people with tech. So you going is fine. Like unless you have anything tech on you, it shouldn't. Oh, is Discord fucking up again? Ah.
Oh, is it like nano machines then? Kind of thing?
I don't know.
Like semi-organic? Like what's the word for that shit called?
Artificial?
Mass. Oh no, not artificial. It's
Synthetic?
synthetic. Yeah, it's synthesized.
I don't know. You don't have a sample. All right.
what do I-
You get upstairs though. You see the map over far right.
I'm just on the same map as before. I don't see it.
Right. I just built the
Yeah,
map
it's over
so
on
that
the far
all
right.
the floors are on the same map. So I just move you.
Oh,
Easy.
I don't see my character guy.
It's
All
over
right.
there.
Oh, never mind. No, it's to the right. Okay, sorry. I didn't.
Are these just... Is this black stuff just screwing up my signal, or is my tech dying when I get closer?
Even when you walk away, your tech's getting. There's something wrong with it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leap to. Is this spot right here where I'm not trying to leap there, but like
Yeah.
this spot right there, like free of black stuff, because it's got like.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna hop
Um,
there.
When you get there, a big mound kind of shifts, and a thing kind of shakes off a bunch of the black uck, and steps.
Holy shit, Boo! I
Yeah.
immediately unload, bitch.
Yep.
I immediately start unloading on the thing.
Okay.
I will at least all ranged weapons, all 4 attacks.
Go ahead and do it.
I don't know if this is a good idea, my guy.
I am scared, and it is scary. What's that thing? Actually, before I do, it's obvious. Aggressive. Yeah, it's scary looking.
It looks like this
monster.
is the source of this black stuff because it kind of oozes out of it. And it looks like it's a piecemeal, just collection of parts. And
I'm giving it 2 from. Can I just give it all from the hot shot, or do I have to use different weapons?
no, you have to use different weapons. You
Okay.
you can fire all weapons once in the same turn.
Okay.
Brilliant. You would be very helpful in this situation.
Is Broke here saying anything?
Oh, I owe damage.
Johnny,
I'm taking. Can I
distance
half
doesn't
aim
seem to matter at this point.
Okay.
Can I half aim all my weapons, or is it just no aim?
If
Wait,
you
wait,
fire all of them, it's unfortunately
A full action to fire all of them.
If he's in there and it breaks electronics, our earbuds are probably on the fritz as well. But can I hear him if he says anything?
you can hear him fire a whole bunch of guns.
Oh.
Do you want me to tell you what the hotshot las does? It seems like you're messing up your. Oh my god, Discord.
Was that my
that
entire
was-
turn to just sit there?
If you
and
fire
unload?
2 of your guns, you can move your other half. But if you
Okay.
fire all 4 guns, it's your
Yeah,
it's a full
I
action.
opened salvo, and this thing pretty much just shrugged it off.
Johnny, on the data pad, a little girl pops up, and she's like, it's kind of fritzy, but oh, hey, you're here. You can't let it spread more. wise, it will consume the whole block and further.
All right.
So while they're hitting that, is my connection getting any better, or am I completely fucked at this point?
Will you make me awareness, please?
Quick,
Tech use.
quick. Should I even roll damage on the shotgun, or is this just like
No,
Cool.
don't worry about it.
okay? That was a 4. I got a 1 and a 4. Wasted.
It's not this stuff that's the problem. Your tesseract has been breached. You are now infected with a virus.
That's unfortunate.
I thought the Tesseract was infinite. That was the point of it, is that no matter how
Right.
much this thing tried to spread
It's
or
an
grow out,
evolving virus.
it found a way out of the Tesseract.
Well, it realized it was in an infinite labyrinth, and
just punched a hole out.
well, it spent all of its time, instead of trying to follow the labyrinth, it basically focused its way on a brute force exit, and it broke through. You also touched it to the console with your bare hand, so bad news. So basically, it's taking over your all your electronics and corrupting all your prosthetics. Anything with that's mechanical.
Question.
mhm.
How is it? Is it wirelessly attacking me?
It's not just code. Basically, it took your tesseract, and now it's basically a pile of black bubbly goop, very similar to the stuff in that room.
Right.
So I'm gonna guess that this thing caused the AI, or the super evil AI, and that by getting close to this thing and it waking up, that it strengthened the virus in his thing to a point where it could do this.
Well,
This
this
thing
thing
is
looks like it.
obviously this is obviously mechanical because there's wires connecting this like torso
Right.
to this like behemoth metal
But
body.
it doesn't seem to care whether it's bio or it's basically organic or inorganic. Like it goes after both. It seems to have it targets the electronics first, but if there's nothing left, it moves on to the organic. And the body's circulatory system is a really good way to move stuff around. So it's a very sophisticated virus. But Little Girl Lost basically just says it's the Icker. It's basically all highest form of binary. Anything that involves numbers beyond 1 and 0, because Duresh and Maki have figured out that you can put in numbers up to 9 in the binary sequence. Anything that involves a error code or basically a failure that is not eliminated, basically it just percolates and creates this stuff.
Quick question: can I do an intelligence roll to remember if I've seen or heard of this thing being released during the war in the beginning? Like this thing is
roll.
like
This is exactly what Duresh went to purge. This stuff.
This is the thing he destroyed half the planet to purge, and it's not
Yes. Well, it's just this stuff because Duresh and Galadin use high binary and they experiment. You can't get rid of it because
dead. It adapted to the binary.
Well, it's when you run an experiment, you're building code programs, and then you get stuff like error codes, and basically you fail to get the whole system to run, and basically the whole thing crashes upon assembly. Well, when you start developing things past 1 and 0, it actually starts to build a physical form. And they work on really high level binary.
Is this a super high level error 404?
Yes, that is. It's an error 404 of nanites.
This is a nanite binary error.
Yes.
Holy shit, that magic's strong.
Yeah. So Yeah.
Is it just staring at me like?
No,
"Bitch,
it's gonna
did you just
move.
tickle me?" I know, but like, bitch, did you just tickle me and then stomp forwards?
Yeah, no, it's kind of jerking marionette style, and it just starts to move forward, and it just starts just leaking everything.
Does it get to me?
You've seen these before. This is a Icar engine. These things are the first to show up when it basically condenses enough. Then, if it starts to get hosts, basically it starts to build an army.
Do I know a weakness to this thing from?
Explosives, lasers, basically anything that has heat that can burn.
I know,
That
but, like, is
melt
there, like, a
bomb would
weak
have been
spot, like,
amazing
hit-
in this situation.
You shut up! Don't you rub it in my face.
Viridian is going to ask, that's a monster, right? What can I do?
I am going to shout, "Kill it with fire! Kill it with fire!" This thing is like the reason why this world is like this, and Duresh had to do this to the world.
Yeah, so Little Girl Lost does have some good news for you, Johnny. If you kill the Icar engine, you can actually start to fight back. Problem is when it's around, it basically makes it's like a puppet master. It actually gives that slow program. It makes it super aggressive.
Is this like a Tyranid when this is like a synopsis creature? So it just
Basically, any Icar nearby, whether it's in actual binary form and non-physical, it basically just says, "Hey, time to wake up, bros. We got work to do. Come on."
All right.
Each Icar actually has a unique like identifier, like a serial number almost, so you can actually identify each strain because they're all different strains by the serial number.
I wouldn't know that. He knows. Yeah.
Oh no,
I'm more
you
just
were
like, this
around.
is a
You were
monster.
very much in high need during that fight because
That
you
was
could
when I-
could be equipped with melta cannons.
Yeah, I was gonna guess that's probably when I earned my data. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
The-
just
People took back weapons after the jobs, though, is the sad part.
well, you probably had to abandon them because they're heavy, and you didn't win every fight, and their technology.
Yeah.
So, especially the las cannons, melta cannons.
Yeah. When they hear about a guy with a melta cannon in his shoulder, you get stuck up in an alley fast.
Yeah. So, Viridian, this thing moves up. Your friend's struggling. This will probably end up. This boss fight will probably be entirely up on you.
Yeah, this is
and he
kill it
says,
with
"Kill it
fire,
with
kill it
fire."
with
All right, it's time for Viridian's first offensive spell. All right,
the sleepy time ray you nearly tried to kill me with.
that's not offensive as far as Viridian knows.
Just insta kill.
What is my my main process? Like, can I function? What's happening?
Basically, it's methodically shutting you down like a virus would, like a.
Right.
Oh, you have the rocket launcher still. Why didn't you give me
alright.
the rocket launcher?
I am going to create a 300 mana's worth superheated ball of fire. Or at least that's the spell I'm going to attempt to create. Ball of fire. And I want to be able to sink at least 300 mana into it.
Okay.
Can I start
Yes.
shutting down systems for myself?
Yeah, that'll slow the progress.
Yeah.
Problem is it still will infect it, turn it back on, and then just go from there. But your whole job is to slow down this before they, so they can kill the boss before it kills you.
Yeah.
Because if you die,
It takes
you'll
control.
it takes control of you, and then you will go rocket launcher your friends.
Mhm.
And it's
Alright.
Why
good
did you
character
give
loss.
me the rocket launcher when you had the chance?
But you'll need to make me a toughness test to see how the fight starts against the Icar virus.
Not tech use.
Nope. You do not want to roll tech use against this thing. You lose 100% of the time tech use against this thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to use technology against it. Well,
It's
Okay.
a tech. It's a tech build.
I'm
yeah.
super adaptive. I adapt to all technologies. I just beat a Tesseract in like 30 minutes. Bring it, bitch.
Well, it won the moment you guys got next a block away from the house. Yeah, you're just like, starting to shut down systems. I don't need my eyes on at the moment. I don't need all these other things on.
Is it your brain?
Well, don't think of the eye
Yeah.
as like. It's hard to think of it as technology in the sense. It's just like. I don't think I can shut those things off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
They're like ominous, like God machine technology.
Yeah.
so Riri, you're gonna need to make me an int to see how well int willpower influence to see what how well this turns out.
All right.
You won't need to pass them all. It's just, if you do pass them all, it'll be way, way more effective.
Yes, int willpower influence, and he's going to be calling the spell Supernova.
Oh, okay. Is it fusion
Oh,
type of damage, or is it fire?
He's going to make a single intense point of as much fire as he can put in there. If it might start fusion.
Ah, okay. If you roll like a boss, you're gonna have a fusion bomb.
Oh man.
please don't kill me.
Oh, luck dust. It's one off.
Oh, that's luck, right?
Yeah, it's one off. I'll give it. Yeah, there you go. Influence. Hoo-hoo-hoo. That's a.
I'm gonna
not so
burn
fun.
a used fate point.
Okay,
Oh.
plus 1A. That's you from every side.
Oh, nice.
So,
The
You're
intelligence
just-
was nice though.
yeah. Have you ever played Destiny 2?
No.
Yeah. Well, the Warlock basically he jumps up, makes this massive bomb called the Void Bomb, and he just throws this thing, and it's one hit KO usually if you're caught even in the vicinity. You're gonna need, unfortunately, to make an aim. So it won't be ballistic skill. It's just your ability to hit this thing center, or if you're gonna clip it, or what's going on. So willpower to see if you can hit this thing. Like,
87.
okay, roll scatter. So 1d8 to see.
Just roll 1d8.
Because you could. Oh,
One.
no, it went back up. So you overshot it, and actually you corrected it. Good job. Lucky for you. You hit this thing dead center, and well, you do 300 damage to it. So
Oh shit.
Jeez. 300 mana
Is it like a melt the bomb
300,
just went off in his chest?
fusion damage or fire?
So basically, Nova, you could only spend mana on it in increments of 50, but it's 1 mana to 1 damage. You can only use it once a day. Because otherwise, and it does cause fatigue on use, so you gain a fatigue.
So he just obliterates this thing.
Yeah, no, it's just like,
I'm just gonna
Fuck,
look back at you and just be like, I don't even know if you guys needed to hire my assistants.
yeah,
Damn,
no,
son.
Johnny, you're just like, my eyes, I can do stuff now. And Miri, you kind of land,
Oh,
you land down, you're like,
I will be back
fuck.
in a second. And do I see that thing in the corner, like that glowing thing?
it's a console.
That's a console.
Mm-hmm.
Quinlad, come get me. Not Quinlad, sorry. And so, how's the signal now? Is it getting better or what's going on?
It's not immediately ripping into you anymore, so you can actually start to push this thing away, kind of like go away, go away, go away, go away.
Okay. Do I need to buy like software in order for this to happen, or?
Raw tech use, but that's good enough for you because it's no longer being extremely aggressive.
Is
It's
my
back to that.
okay?
Yeah, it's back to that kind of benign, slow crawl.
Okay. Oh,
Oh
I
man,
feel awful from that.
I feel
You
awful
just
for that
stood
giant
down there
boss.
with you know what? Viridian just kind of one-shot it. So, like,
Yeah. There's no pen on it because the flat damage is huge, and also the boss was, of course, that was the damage type it had no resistance or immunity to. So you're like, okay, oh,
Oh yeah, that is gonna be my if Fury for some odd reason has full mana for at the start of a boss fight, that's gonna be the go-to skill.
the blast radius is 6 squares,
damn, you
which
nearly hit
means
me.
you could clip things that you do not want to clip.
Yeah, you were only like, I think 1 or 2 squares from
Yeah,
clipping
you were
me.
1 square away from hitting him directly.
And he would have insta-died, dude.
I would have had a dodge, wouldn't I?
Yeah, would have been close. Yeah, you'd have been able to dodge.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm-
oh my god.
Is the outside wall or is that ground I can walk on? Like,
The ichor on the floor's not gone though, which is
I know, but like where I'm standing now, is that like the wall of the building or is that something I can stand on?
that's the wall.
Okay. Am I able to open these metal crates without like getting ichor on myself?
No, those are pretty covered.
Well, can I get on like just these crates here? Can I stand in the middle of these?
Yeah, you can climb up
crates?
those things.
Okay, then I'm gonna jump.
Johnny,
jump.
oh gosh, you have control of your system again. Your eyes no longer glitching out. You're like, fuck, but you're still infected.
Mhm.
But you got enough skill edge to push this thing back. But it has access to your system, but it's not like aggressively ripping into you. But if you run into another plague carrier, it's gonna go right back to shit mode.
I'm at the.
It's like having an
computer now.
STD or AIDS. Basically, you have tech AIDS.
Oh man, nobody is gonna want you to leave this planet with tech aids.
Yeah. Well, don't tell them. Anyways, is this computer
Don't
on?
tell them. It's fine. Hey, you just got to self experiment now.
Yeah.
Maybe make something of it.
No, but anyways, is this computer like on? Can I use this thing?
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't have a password, or is it just like, hey?
How about you
what's
let me
up?
handle that, Quinlet?
Well, as far as I know, you're still stroking down at the bottom of the.
Yeah. So it doesn't have a password. It has a little touch console.
I'll poke it.
The little screen pops up, and there's a little avatar that pops up, and it's a little girl lost, and she's like, "Hey, you did it! Awesome!
Oh, thank God! I
Fight's
found
not
you in
over yet,
time.
though.
Oh no! Oh, where is it? He's gonna turn around and be like, "Oh shit!"
You gotta basically, if you have any incendiary devices, you have to get rid of all the ichor on the floor. But at least the carrier's gone.
I'm just gonna look back at Feared and be like, "You think you can burn down the rest of this black shit?"
Veery looks very, very tired. He looks like he's about to fall asleep on his feet. He says, I have a tenth or less of what I am at full capacity. I could maybe take.
Well, if
half
you
of
need
it.
to, you can always burn the building down. If that's necessary. All the buildings usually get
Is
burned down.
anything valuable in this building? Like,
Yeah,
what
there's
There's a
about
lot
plenty
of
of
technology.
robotics.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
lots of robotics and pieces. A
what
lot of it's
about-
corrupted, so it'll have to be torched. But there's some parts and pieces you could salvage. But
Oh,
you know,
I'm
the stuff
definitely
is
down
still
for the
crawling.
salvage.
So
Huh. I'm sure I could
good
convince
news
someone to give me a
back-
flamethrower for a bit of profit here. There's profit enough to get a flamethrower.
yeah, you'd have to go find someone.
I'm sure if we walked to the Goodfellas, they'd be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Here's
Well,
maybe too late
they
by
have a
now.
distinct lack
Yeah.
of weaponry on that front.
I'm just gonna call across the room, like, "Do any of you guys have any fire weapons?"
I got some
And he's gonna look
grenades.
I'm just gonna look at a little Losco and be like, "I'm guessing grenades is just gonna damage this shit, yeah?"
Well, no. I mean, anything in this room besides my console really is pretty much infected at this point. I was actually surprised I got a signal out.
Oh, so this whole top floor is KOA?
Pretty much.
How do we get you out of here?
Well, I'm just a data file. So if you have a
Can you
like
get
a
on my data file? He's gonna like hold his data file. Like, can you?
data pad,
Yeah, his
it's a
data
little
pad.
banged up, but I think I can make it. And
Yeah.
she zips over into your data pad. Yeah, it's
He's
not
gonna
bad. You
be
kept
like,
good care of it despite the years. But
I've treated it good. I got a
just don't let it
protective case
break,
on it.
cause I'll die.
Oh, and he's gonna like hold a little chest.
Thanks for
Okay.
rescuing me.
Oh, no problem. This shit is terrible. I remember when this stuff first came out. Ruined this whole place. It was a lovely
Yeah.
place before then. And then he's just gonna start his commence of just hopping out as he just talks to her. Like, how long have you been in here?
Long time.
Huh.
I was in charge of municipal systems, basically water, heat, airflow for this district. But unfortunately, when it's all blown to shit and not a lot of servers are still running, I was kind of limited. This was the last place I found that actually had power because it has a basement generator.
Oh, anything you want us to grab from the building?
Well,
Because we
no.
can scavenge some robots up, and then I say it might just be easier to scavenge what we can and then burn down the whole place.
Yeah, that would work. Maybe make a pile and then just light it on fire.
Yeah. Even like that box there in the corner isn't salvageable because
Yeah, if Icar's on it. Oh,
there's no Icar on that one over there. He and being a scavenger by nature, but I can't get to that one. There's no
that's a toughie,
jumpable. Yeah, there's no jumpable. Like I'm guessing that there isn't possible.
Hey, don't forget your friend. He looks tired.
Yeah, Viridian is.
Oh, his buddy Johnny's right next to him. I'm sure Johnny.
Yeah,
will
Johnny, you
take
come
care
up
of
and
him.
you're like, space aids.
Huh.
I'm
You know
gonna
what's in
fly
that
out. If y'all need me to burn down something, I can light something small on fire.
That you can.
And he's going to fly out. All the way out.
If you really want to, there is a working generator at the bottom of the building. It's in good condition. I think so.
What's in that box over there? Anything worthwhile?
It's just some parts and pieces. This whole building was a warehouse for service units that I was in control of.
Huh.
So whenever I needed
Do
a
I
new
have
robot,
anything I could like try to grapple? Oh, I'd drag it through the black stuff so it wouldn't work.
well, remember anything that touches the black stuff is considered just
It's
get
not
rid of it.
worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth going after. Hey, Johnny. I'll just be like, hey, Johnny, meet. Do I call you Lost Little Girl still, or do you got a name?
Just Lost is fine.
Meet Lost. And he's gonna like hold up his data pad.
You know,
She's the one who called us here.
yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of other really horrible system failures all over the district. Fortunately, I do have access codes for all buildings and emergency access codes for all buildings for corporate based buildings. So I can get you into the front and back door.
She's also knows that there's a generator around here we can grab. I know many people who would trade their left arm for a generator. Especially when able to power this whole building.
Yeah.
And that is a direct joke at you, by the way.
It's a pretty sizable thing, so you might have to have a lot of people come by with some equipment to take it. But I mean, as long as the carrier's down, it won't really rapidly spread. And I sealed off the basement pretty well, so.
I guess I'll spend the next whatever amount of time it takes to empty this entire room of everything that hasn't been touched.
It takes hours, but
I don't care. I'm like taking out like these lockers with circuitry in them. I'm taking those. Like I'm taking everything. I'm a scavenger. I'm making a pile.
With Johnny's help, it takes about 4 hours to pull out every service.
I spent that entire.
So you still have an exhaustion or fatigue on you because you need a longer sleep to get rid of it. But you do have a full mana pool. You're just like,
wait, can I cast the
Fire on this shit?
Oh,
No,
sticky
no.
time.
super sleep good paired with a the no trouble bubble.
Just that'll cock off that fatigue. It's the mage's cheat. I don't need 8 hours. I need 4.
All right, it's a shame I didn't wait. If I use up all 30 of my mana on the no trouble bubble, I'll be at 0 exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do that.
And you come out and roll influence.
A toughness because you just used all your soul power and then you die.
Basically, every time he uses 100%, it's
Oh,
you're really exercising the muscle. So you roll 1d5. This time you won't get the willpower
let's roll
bonus.
1d5.
Oh, you're about to gain
40
some
mana. That's it. For 40 mana to your total, and then you refill your whole mana bar. So it's actually pretty cool. It's using your mana is like using a muscle. Every time you like really work it, upon recovery, it actually expands.
In this, us looting this area doesn't include the generator. We have to go to the front and down to there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or around the back and go there.
So what exactly do we get from looting this room?
You got a whole bunch of robotic parts. You guys can actually make a couple robots.
Sweet, that's what I want to
Lost Girl can actually pilot these things. They're only maintenance robots, but
on a body.
Did Verdian burn this shit yet or no?
no, it's not spreading very fast. But
No, again, he's gonna wait for us to clear out the entire room, and then I say we go to the basement and then clear that out, and then we. So, I'm a scavenger, and I know this place is ruthless. So I'm going to, once we're done looting this place, I'm not just gonna leave it out in the open. I'm gonna take whatever amount of time it takes to scuttle all this stuff back to a safe space, like to the turret room, and store all the stuff there before I come back. Like I'm not leaving anything out for other scavengers.
do you want to just go get the good fellows to come help? Because that'll get enforcement.
That means that he has to give them a share of the goods. He is a 100% scavenger by. It doesn't matter if no one else says no.
Well, you might get
he will spend as much.
And if you don't have a protective presence,
do I know this amount of stuff is going to make me a target?
Yeah, well, not just the scavengers, but the Legion have drones everywhere.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering. Because scavengers, I'm not afraid of other scavengers. I'm pretty much alpha scavenger out here, but
yeah, you're an alpha scav, but that doesn't mean you don't have mercs.
I know, but that doesn't mean but that doesn't exactly. I was wondering if this would draw attention to say the Legion or other big.
This definitely will draw attention because you're off the main path for a good bit. Lemnar's usually, except for like maybe a really rare incursion by a stealth drone. Usually not a lot of drone traffic, but majority of the time there's drone traffic everywhere, so they have eyes everywhere. This is definitely.
And I'm also going to be assumed because I don't really come into this area. The moment I came in, people started kind of being like, "Hey, why is he here?"
Well, no, it's more of the, "Hey, do you see that massive heat bloom?"
Oh yeah, I forgot about the whole giant explosion thing.
I'm gonna nuke it, and that type of heat output is like, damn. We gotta investigate that.
I will then scuttle back and inform them that we have. I will ask for 4 people to help guard in exchange for 10% of the loot of our choosing.
They're gonna ask for 20.
I'm going to say yes, but I get to choose the 20%. They can't grab the most valuable shit and then book off with it.
Well, what are you gonna do with all these parts? It's not like you're gonna have that much use.
To be fair, he is under the employ of someone else, so they probably have a good say on the parts as well.
Well, let's bring it all back to a safe spot, and then we can debate it that way.
But he says the safe spot's going to be the gunning shop, in which they have access to and the other people don't. He wants them to bring it back to the gun shop so that they can store it.
All right.
Not back to the good fellows.
Verdi, are you going to burn the black stuff in this room here?
Well, how about you can keep all the parts. We'll take the generator because it's going to require a lot of people to move that and a lot of equipment.
The generator is the key point, though. That's what they can trade a lot of stuff for.
Right, but then again,
Yes,
it's
and it's
also a
also
pain in the
brownie
ass.
points
But
for the
okay,
good fellows.
brownie points, but the world, at least Brokir's world doesn't work off brownie points, really. At least not with big organizations. They tend to fuck you over and not give a shit because they have the muscle to say that's ours, it's in our possession. What are you gonna do about it? So,
Up to.
can he say yes, but he wants other things in return? If they're gonna take the generator, which is probably worth more than 20% altogether, then
They're
he
gonna
wants some
they're gonna
other
basically
things
say,
given.
"Hey, are you helping us or not? Like, what are you gonna do with the generator?"
If you do recall, Brokir did specifically state that he is a
well,
side
then
party.
they're gonna basically overstep you and go to your employers.
God damn it!
Like, yeah.
He was hoping this wouldn't happen.
Well, I mean, you're being obstinate, and you guys did
trying-
commit to this faction, and this is
That's
definitely
why
something.
he said not to commit. You get to keep all of the loot.
But they wouldn't have helped us. Well, we could have went to them, I guess, but they wouldn't have helped us.
No,
in the
I
situation
went to
anyway.
them. I don't know if you guys followed, but I would have scuttled there immediately upon realizing that we're about to get bombarded by a bunch of people for this
Yeah,
shit.
it's gonna be a war zone. This type of loot is
This is an area that's probably been locked down and no one's been able to get into for a long time. And now
Right.
that there's a big explosion in an area that hasn't been looted before, a lot of people are probably coming.
Well, let's get to the basement first, and in these crates, what are they exactly?
spare parts.
More spare parts.
It's
The
just
generator,
robots.
Same with the crates down here.
Yep, all spare parts.
Viridian, are you going to clear the black stuff or no?
I will the second you say you guys are done.
It'll burn down the whole building. We're at the basement.
Oh, I just wanted to more scorch the black stuff, not everything.
No, I'm burning down everything. This building is
That's
going
the safer
down.
route. What about the?
Everything that's been touched by it is useless. We are currently scavenging everything that hasn't been touched by it. So once we move everything out of the building, we burn down the building. It's probably safer.
No, against the Icar, it's all scorched earth is usually the main policy. Very draconic measures.
Again, I guess they have to go to Sadie then to discuss the terms of who gets what, because she's technically highest holding.
No, not in this case.
He was hired as a member to this group, not technically put in direct submission to them. So it would be Sadie who is the key holder of the contract.
It'll be basically up to Johnny then.
Yeah.
You're getting like all types of like signals from him saying like, "Don't give them stuff."
Well, how are you gonna move the gen on your own?
True, but we can get something more from than just giving them the gen and we keep the parts. The gen is probably like 80% of the value of this place.
Bro, being good like fucking graces with them is probably important. Is there a console on this thing?
Yeah, basic access console. All it does is control power output, turn it on and off. Performance, numbers, basically everything that would tell you the health and customization of the generator.
I'm gonna look at Lost. I'm gonna say if we built the robots, could she control the robots and help us move the generator?
The robots need to be fixed, and they need to have power cells put in them because the power cells are stored in a different warehouse.
Oh, okay.
On
So
purpose, because
okay.
they don't let me march the machines.
Okay.
Pull your mic back just a little bit again, please.
It's too close. Okay.
So yeah, I'm sorry I can't really do anything about this, but again, speed is of the essence, sadly.
No.
And
Okay,
good fellows aren't
then
all
I'm guessing
that bad. I mean, they have good in their name, which is kind of funny.
Bro, it's fine. We want them to have the generator anyway. I understand that you want to get more out of this, but
Viridian's vote is give the generator.
This is probably the most things he's ever seen in his stay on. I guess before the fighting, but in the last year since.
Yeah, it's a pretty complex generator too. It's a self-contained unit which needs to be disconnected and moved as an entire thing.
Just think about it though. We could trade so much stuff for this.
I think we're fine.
Yeah, and they're pretty excited about the generator though. There's there's a portion of the infrastructure in Lemonars that basically just have brownouts everywhere. With this, they'll have stable power throughout all of Lemonars, which means some of the buildings that further away from the power source are actually going to turn on.
I would like it to be in the contract that if they're going to get the generator, Sanders gets power.
No, his generator is shot through with shells. Like he can't get power. Well, you'd have to repair it, and they need supplies for that. And this is mech parts or robot parts.
Isn't that generator repair parts down there? Could we not grab some of those parts and repair his generator for?
Maybe. But they'll now that they have the materials to do what they can't, or to do more stuff, they'll actually go out and start doing some community stuff.
Okay, then. If you guys are good, I guess we'll trade for the generator.
I am completely in favor.
What you could do is, Crest might have some batteries for my robots, the ones that you saved. You can trade some of the robot parts.
True, you do need a body, don't you?
Well, no, I'll just hang out on the data pad so that if the robot does blow up, I can just have another one, or I can have a whole bunch of robots.
True enough.
Think of it as like a central server. Just don't drop me.
He will can I construct out of just random material like a specialized pocket that holds it to my chest so that she can see outwards from the data pad now, but it's coming
basically
off.
Use the eye camera.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's funny.
So she can see at all times and I don't have to hold it. It's relatively safe as I run around.
Okay, well we did good. We burned it. Got some stuff. Sorry it was such a rush. But
Sorry it took us a while to get here.
Well, I didn't even think the signal would get out. I had to really push it.
So
all right.
How many robot parts do we have exactly? How many?
You got 7 robots full, because some of the crates weren't completely swamped, and it was away from the door. And then you just have several tons of robot parts, 2 tons of robot parts.
The side lockers are just
filled with spares.
Those were the spare parts.
Yep. So,
so we have more spare parts than we have robots, so we could
right.
put these spare parts into other things.
Yeah, you could. The key component that is missing is the head and the power cells. There's a little chip in each of the 7 robots that none of the spare heads have. So that's the key piece that's missing. And that little chip basically allows remote access. So it's basically an RFID remote access, wireless access chip.
Pretty much just going to look at Lost and be like, do you know which warehouse had the chips in it?
It was probably one of the burned ones in the back. I'm sorry.
That's too bad.
Yeah, this district was kind of quarantined, even within the quarantine, because this is a computer warehouse, and this is definitely a spot where the Icar would collate. As you can see, this warehouse was completely safe for the longest time, but
well, I say we take your suggestion and we just go to Crest and see what we can get. Maybe trade half the robots for chips.
Well, I don't think she has chips. It's just power cells. I can run the robots. Because you have 7 chips.
Okay, so we
for
have
the 7 robots. 7 chips for the 7 full robots. It's just none of the spare heads have the chips.
Yeah, like you said.
Okay.
So if the chips survive and robots heads busted, you can just replace the head and put the chip again.
Alright.
We're probably gonna stop there though.
Okay.
It's late.
Yeah, it is late. The only thing I wanted to do was make a spell specifically for burning down the building.
Okay. Is this you snap your fingers and it starts a patch of fire that spreads, or
are you gonna do this before they get the generator or after they get the generator?
After, obviously.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Everything's out. It's time to make the spell. I want to make some Greek fire.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, I want to make a fire that will grow and consume until there is nothing left within a certain distance. Like it won't grow any wider than
So you can basically set the distance.
yeah.
Okay.
Than the building's distance and X amount of space up and down. Let's try a willpower. 32.
Okay. The spell is pretty expensive because it's not only making fire, it's making a substance that just you're basically making oil with it. So it'll be 5 per meter, but it does percolate upwards and it spreads a little bit. So, and
right.
for stuff like this, if you can just light some of it on fire, and then the rest will catch. But so you don't need to hit every single piece of the floor.
I'll probably spend, if it's 5 per meter, I'll at least spend 50 on it and make sure it spreads around the whole place.
Yeah, and that puppy goes up really quick. So good job, guys. You can call that lighted up.
Matt, can we talk about what happens next with me?
Sure.
Okay.
What happens next?
So
Space aids.
okay. First things first, the Tesseract. What happened to it?
It's gone. Bye-bye.
It's in black stuff?
Yep.
It turned
Black
into
stuff.
black stuff, yeah.
And anything in your bag that is technology in your backpack,
Right.
also gone.
Okay. Sweet.
I'd probably get rid of the backpack.
Yeah.
Burn it.
So okay. Is the warranty still on it now that it's destroyed or what?
Does that count as stupid shit is really what you should ask.
You're actually gonna have to bring up a complaint.
Sounds good.
Because that's you're not sure if that counts. I mean, you did put it in there. That might be
To
constitutable.
be
as
honest, he
stupid
might
offense.
just be really interested in a computer program that could beat his Tesseract, though. So, and you do have a copy of it. He might buy it from you for a like. If you were a super genius who created things that you thought were the best, and something beat your thing, you'd probably be super interested in the thing that beat your thing. Like, hey, this is beat my Tesseract. You.
So when I beat the virus, more or less, it's the code still. What's happening exactly?
Basically, you got legacy code everywhere. So think of it as your immune suppression system is pushing it back. But if it ever wakes up, or your immune system for your firewalls and your agents
Right.
ever are compromised, this thing just goes, oh hey, the front door's open, and then you have an STD, you have AIDS.
If he hadn't gotten that security upgrade for free, would he just be fucked right now?
Yeah, no, you'd instantly died because basically you didn't have enough defense and it just went wee.
Right. Can I buy antivirus software, or can I?
You could, yeah.
Could I more or less reset my whole system? And
This is any technology, including the eyes, are infected with this stuff.
Right.
That doesn't mean you will have detriments. It's just it's dormant
right.
until
It's in
a catalyst.
remission. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in remission.
You could maybe get control of it.
Yeah, you could. It's in dormant state. Your system's fighting it actively. Don't think of it as a super negative thing. This could
No,
start
like if you
as
put that into your firewall,
yeah.
that would be a completely adaptive firewall that always adapted to no matter what attack did.
Yeah. If you can end up mastering this virus program, it actually can end up turning a huge negative into a huge positive.
I was gonna say this is something that Devesh was afraid of, and he's like the master AI.
Right. The best players that I've had in my games have taken mistakes and or poor decisions and turned them into their
one of their greatest tools.
Mhm.
Like I had a player say, "I'm gonna put a hex on myself because he had this virus, not like an actual like retrovirus,
Mhm.
and he's like, I'm gonna die in 10 minutes, and it's liquefying me, so I'm gonna use a hex, which is an advanced intelligent curse,
Right.
and basically curse myself, and it's basically gonna fight foreign material." But
It's like herpes and AIDS, or what was it? It was there's two viruses that one stopped the other one from working, but yeah.
right.
it's
Well,
like
this
that.
one, it worked, but now he has that hex that he's cursed himself. He
Mhm.
can't get rid of it. But he ended up turning it into a. Um, he actually tricked it into thinking that foreign material such as laser damage and bullets to the brain was considered foreign,
Right.
which means it would spit it out Wolverine style and go, "Hey, I'm back."
Yeah.
Not on my
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, not on my watch. You ain't. That's foreign material. Fuck this shit. It also made it really hard for him to improve his character, though. So it kind of made him stagnate for a little bit until he got rid of it.
Right.
But oh my god, it was funny. Like it was the perfect timing. He's like, "I'm gonna go eat a tank shell." Oh, you're gonna no. Remember?
Did any of my research in it while it was doing any
No,
of
that's
that help out?
Where'd you put your data pad? Because that got stored there, and if that was in your backpack, it's gone.
Hmm.
Wait, your data pad with all your money on it?
Could be Bendis.
That's why you don't go all tech party.
Hey, I've had two people go full tech party. It's just you're just minimizing and maximizing your resistances, and unfortunately, there are some things that you'll be really vulnerable to. But that's why having a dynamic party is really strong, because it's like that boss is literally a full counter to my entire kit, and basically bends me over by just being in my presence.
I could just
But-
only hurt that thing with the hot shot.
But then again, you got Viri, who's just completely immune, flies around and just like one shot the boss.
Yeah, of course, then there's going to be far, far more people who are completely immune to magics because they don't want people like Viri one-shotting them.
Yeah, but then there's gonna be people like me who can attack like 6 times a turn, who just sit there like, oh hey, do you have any physical resistance? No,
Yeah.
and volley. Boom. Just think of me as a walking artillery.
Yes. So it's not the worst thing in the world. You could turn this around and make it something pretty cool. It's customizable if you can figure it out. It evolves. That's what it wants.
You are walking tech aids.
Yeah, you are walking tech aids.
what I
And
was
yes, it will
wondering
spread
is-
if you're not careful.
The obliterator virus is also kind of a tech aids like.
It is a tech aids. Yours is a
Would they
contained tech
fight
aids.
each other? Would they fight each? Like, could it contaminate me? Though, is what I.
You're not sure, and you probably don't want to find out.
No?
Okay. Sounds.
If it was in its aggressive form, you would be dead. But
was just
if it's in its
wondering
dormant form, you're not sure if it just would go and infect you, but stay dormant, or if your obliterator virus would actually be like, "Get your shit out of here."
Yeah, because as far as I know from warp viruses, they always contain a bit of life, and I doubt obliterator virus really wants to share a host with anything else.
No, it's always on. It's in the on switch for that
Yeah.
virus. It's just like we're just gonna
Like,
do
the
it.
moment I touch anything, weapon or it just starts melding.
Yes. Any other questions?
So instead of my back, what did it do to my suit? Did it do anything to my suit?
Suit's fine.
Okay.
The Z suit, baby.
The black stuff just dripped off of it.
Yeah, think of it as like water and oil. Just,
That's good.
I'm really curious if I could actually assimilate that armor. That's something that would just.
It's not armor. It's cloth.
But
Not metal. It's not a composite. I mean, you could you could wear cloth, but that's not really something you absorb.
Okay, so
It needs to have a certain density,
it's pretty much got to be metal. Is what I'm
or it can be a
I guess
composite
hard,
ceramic.
like hard
Um,
plastic, hard anything really hard.
yeah, anything denser, not fabric. Kevlar, yeah, you can do that. Kevlar. Kevlar's about as light as it gets before you can.
Do the robots we just found count?
I mean, the robots are made of metal. Yeah.
I also got to know, did it affect the whole bag or did it go through all the compartments and everything?
Your whole backpack is doomed.
Okay, all right.
All compartments, the whole thing.
Okay.
It needs to be burned with prejudice.
Oh, did it get the? Because you picked up the game console thing.
Wasn't in
from-
the backpack. Those are in other pockets.
Okay. I was gonna say because those 3 game characters.
If it's a mundane item, you could probably save it. So if it's like
Yeah.
a knife or a like something that doesn't really have tech on it, you could
Mhm.
potentially set it on fire and to get rid of it. But
So, any weapons are mundane now, more or less, that were in my backpack.
if you have laser weaponry, those are fucked.
Yeah.
Rocket launcher, that wasn't on your backpack, so you're fine with that. Ballistic
Those
guns will have to
anti-material
be
rifles.
soaked in kerosene and lit on fire.
Mhm.
So basically, anything that can be lit on fire and live can be recovered.
Okay.
It's
Anything
not
else
a
not
quick-
in my backpack is more or less fine.
Yes.
Okay. Fine by me.
Did we gain any experience for killing?
Yay,
that kid?
1,000, and you get a fate point because you take
Oh,
good.
shit.
Whew, that's good.
That's a
Honestly-
significant event.
I was gonna say that little girl seemed pretty important.
Well,
Or
that
lost
and
girl.
you saved an AI which has full access to this district, like front door, back door, side door,
And
whatever.
she seems like a very nice person.
Yeah, I mean, you saved her from the most horrible of deaths. Because death by Icar virus for an AI is just it's a long, slow, inevitable process.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
It's a good
Wow.
thing Viri doesn't really consider AI people.
But, I don't think I know like Vokir knows enough about technology. It's pretty much like if it talks and can like respond to him, it's probably got a personality and is a person. Why not? Like
Yeah.
as far as he knows, Lost is just like a person who is in a screen.
Mhm.
Basically, it's a little avatar, and he's sitting on a screen somewhere else.
Yeah, like why not?
You also destroyed a timed boss. Basically, the longer you guys took to get around to it, the worse the fight got.
I'd assume that's why I wanted to get that over with.
Yeah. All those robots in there, had you left it another day, you would have had to fight all those robots too.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, they would have been
Oof.
infected.
Oh yeah, it had turned on.
I'm guessing that thing can evolve too. Like once it gets
Yeah.
enough shit, it like gets.
What do you mean?
disturbingly enough-
I'm sure it's.
Yeah. Yeah. To end it though, disturbingly enough, there are black bare footprints leaving the burned site. Small feet, not child's feet, but basically,
So something survived.
yes. You burned it, but
Uh-oh.
yeah, something crawled out before it got finished. So
So I should have supernovaed the whole building.
probably.
We haven't left though
Hoboken!
yet. We haven't even. We're still at the
Yeah,
building.
I was gonna say I was gonna watch that fire for a little bit. Five.
Come on, Matt. You can't do that to us. You can't just kick us out after we leave.
I think it's fine. We can deal with it next
It's a
time.
big warehouse, and the Goodfellows don't stick around for good reasons, because you lit a whole thing on fire and you're moving all the loot out. So
That's fair.
Uh,
and there's 4 of you, and you would have to watch every corner, every wall, every outline of the building,
and we aren't planning on that.
Yeah, no.
and
we-
you'd
we-
have to
we
stay
didn't
well into
expect
the night
any-
to do that, to watch it burn completely. So
You just a quick question. You already said that it was gonna be like 1,000 experience weapons. Could I just do that? with
for
that?
the exotics weapon skill for all weapons,
Yeah, like pretty much.
you can
Yeah, that's
for your
that's what I
from your
wanted to know.
special chart. Yep.
Yeah, because I know it's not up, but that's what you're talking about. Because
Yeah, it's the special chart one.
I pretty much just want to be able to grab any weapon I find ever after a few moments.
And hey, survivability went back up. There are more fate points. Huzzah!
Yeah.
I got a
So,
nifty tool and 1,000 more experience.
Your
to step
reputation
by.
with the good fellows has gone up.
Sweet. Doesn't actually include. No, okay, so reputation, and that is in that at series. Would that be kind of be like the levels of sponsorship in the sense too? Like, is that how we base that off of, or I can't talk anymore because Discord's being a bitch. That's why.
Some may be just consequences, just all good. Some are like you made a bad decision, or some gray area of both. So,
Did
yeah,
you
you do.
Did you just describe the level of sponsorship or the repetition for this? Because my thing went off again and I couldn't hear you.
Oh no, it's just there's consequences for everything.
Right.
That's it.
Huh.
Well, let's get in bed.
So when's the next time? Are we playing Saturday?
Yes.
Are we gonna plan a little bit earlier?
I can't play tomorrow night. I can't.
Damn.
Or tomorrow at all. Like,
Yeah.
nada. Zilch. There.
So next Saturday then?
This Saturday.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, sorry. Because it would be Wednesday tomorrow, then I guess if we could play Thursday. Like Thursday, Friday would be available.
I'm gonna do Friday.
It's spring break for me, so any day, any time pretty much works.
Okay.
I can do Friday if that's up.
I did want to talk with you. I am just mostly stockpiling experience at the moment. If you can think of anything in the near future that might just be, oh, hey, if you want to use some experience here, I don't have any plans to use it on anything else for Viri.
No SP transfer.
Yeah. I don't mean like directly use it on anything like that.
Oh,
but,
if you have a skill that's like lacking in the group, you could be like, get this.
mhm.
I think he's talking more about like his power chart, like if it,
Okay.
if you can increase your your main ability, maybe like just straight up be able to give experience for math.
We'll see.
That would be nice. However, I just wanted you to think it over.
If I wouldn't have gone with the group, would I have not got the virus? What the fuck?